everyone? This is Clock Management. I'm your host, Justin.
I'm your host, Bogart Scott. We're going to get right into this thing.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on.
What's up, man? It's good to see you guys again. Got the band back together.
Yes, sir.
It was like a ticking time bomb. And now we are here.
It's bound to happen. Inevitable.
Yeah.
It's inevitable.
Right? Oh,
also,
real quick. Speaking of inevitable, just reminded me of Agent Smith. You got I went down the
just
rabbit
gonna
hole.
say this. Have you seen that yet, Miles?
Yeah, I have.
Oh,
I'm excited.
God. The Matrix 4, super excited for that. I already got theories on this thing, so we'll have to talk about that.
Definitely looks like some John Wick stuff going on, so I'm pumped.
Oh man, yeah, because Neo died at the end of the Matrix, so like there's all sorts of stuff there. I don't think it's actually the same. I don't think it's the same human being, just his consciousness in a new body, but that's a whole nother rabbit hole that we could get down later.
It's simulation.
It's all simulation anyway. So we're gonna do our start sits. We'll get some questions coming in. I'll keep all the questions, and then we'll revisit them after we go through like injuries and some other and matchups and stuff like that.
Cool.
Terrific.
All right, man. All right, let's get back to it. What up? Thank you, Jimmo.
Yeah, icon.
You are.
Oh, we're already live. I thought we were backstage.
That's how good we are. We're just so natural.
Oh, okay. Cool.
That's awesome.
Welcome, everyone.
I have to start it right on time because if I don't, with my name, I hear about it.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I'm telling you, anytime I am not right on time, people are like, and your name's Clock Management. Like, yeah, I know.
Nah, but see, I would yell at them. I'd be like, listen, I'm not Father Time. I am Clock Management. Okay.
Yeah,
Father Time is never late.
All right, so I'm gonna go. I got an injury list up real quick, so I figure we could go through these and talk about them as we go.
Awesome.
I'm gonna do it in alphabetical order.
Ooh.
And I'm only talking about fantasy relevant players. I'm not going to go over offensive linemen, defensive linemen, things like that.
Of course.
Or this will be a 4-hour show.
We got 1 hour to help these people set their lineups.
Right?
Yes.
And help myself too. I got to talk through some of these questions I have myself.
And then I have to get off and actually set my lineup, because all of my lineups.
We definitely got to close the show out with asking for a friend.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
All of everything I bring up, just out of the blue is not from the comments. I'm asking for a friend.
We're asking for a friend.
All right. So the first one, Baltimore Ravens. Obviously, we know Gus Edwards is out with the ACL. So running backs that they brought in Latavius Murray there, right? They got
Correct.
Tyson Williams there.
Yes.
Do you guys favor one of these guys?
It's actually pronounced Tython. That's what the apostrophe is for. It's really a lisp because he's Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson. Gotcha.
Mike Tyson Williams.
Gotcha. So are you favoring him then, Bogard?
Yeah, for this Monday night, yes. I mean, I guess Latin Murray's supposed to be active. I don't know how that's possible because he got signed Friday, even though he's signed to the active list, and like people like Lev Bell and Freeman, they're just on a practice squad. So I do like Latin Murray. I just don't know if he's going to get more than 5 to 10 touches, maybe.
I love that you call him Latin Murray too.
Yeah, and listen, I love the Latin long term because he's He's coming off of a career year yards per catch, yards per carry. What else we have here? He could pass pro with the best of them. At this point in his career, he went straight to the active roster versus someone like Lev Bell who can pass pro, but like his running style doesn't fit, in my opinion, to what Baltimore likes to do. You know what I mean? And Latin Murray does.
Well, yeah, exactly. Latin Murray, as you're calling him, is definitely downhill. So I think he's a good fit there in Baltimore. But obviously, the undrafted, rookie is going to, I think, get the first crack at this. And it's, I think I saw a report that it's his job to lose. So if you're in a pinch and you have somebody, I think he's flex worthy. If you already have two great starting running backs, you're able to pick him up off the wire. Or if you were in a real big pinch and you were, rostering some of these other Baltimore running backs that went down and that you were, lucky enough to claim Williams, then I think that you have no choice but to start him in this Monday night matchup. Definitely in your flex and see what happens.
And try to grab Latin Murray too if he's out there. Like, if you got Williams already, grab him up. I mean, like, this is just, we've already seen like what's going on with Baltimore. There's something in the air over there. They're all going down. I would just try to have them all. They're doing their best Niners impression right now.
Right. That's what I was thinking earlier. And with Williams too, like what if we see a James Robinson from last year here, undrafted, like comes in, falls into a starting role.
I don't think that that'll happen unless he has double-digit touchdowns, which is, really possible if he really takes off with the job. Only because you saw Robinson kind of catch the ball out of the backfield and be used in every down situations. And I don't think that's what Baltimore likes to do. I think that they like that committee approach. They like to run 2 to 3 running backs plus Lamar Jackson and then just throw it to the tight end. So I think the arrow points up for Andrews.
He could be just your star in fantasy out of nowhere, though. I'm saying,
of course.
Drafted.
I don't think he's going to finish the RB7 from last year like James Robinson did, though.
No,
I'm
overhyping it a little bit, maybe.
Man, shout out to Heart to Start Kev. He's actually on the same page as you. He's comparing this situation to Robinson as well from last year. But here's my thing. I don't know if
I'm getting scared. Me and Kev been agreeing way too much. Yeah, I'm a little scared.
I just don't know how he could pass protect. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, that's true.
So I can't judge him yet.
That's usually what rookies struggle with.
Yeah, and you bring in 3 guys. Granted, only one of them got signed to the active roster, but Freeman, Big Belly, and Latavius Murray. There are guys that were 3-down backs that can not 3-down necessarily for Latavius Murray, but we have seen him in the absence of Kamara that he could be a 3-down guy, and they all are great at pass pro. I think that would be the first. It's not only bringing in guys for depth, right? And obviously because of injuries and shit like that. But
they have a whole bunch of old running backs just like the Texans do. I think they have a full slate of maybe like 5 backs now. With they would have been great back in 2016.
They got a 2017
Texans, so they had running backs to start with.
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to see your Latin Murray and raise you a lateral Murray because I feel like this is going to be a lateral move for him from the Saints where he's going to continue to get about the same production as he would there.
Flex worthy.
Yeah,
I think so too.
It's the most rushingest team in America every year since they had Jackson. They always lead the league in rush attempts as a team. So, just having a running back there in general, like even for anyone who's watching this right now, if Latin Murray's out there or Tyson Williams, bro, you got to just grab them.
Oh, it's Williams went for a 77 fab, I think, like moments after the Gus Edmunds injury.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, that's how valuable potentially the Baltimore Ravens lead dog could be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Crazy thing was nobody else bid on him at all, which was kind of crazy in the league. So the guy was kind of cussed us out in the chat, but it was funny.
He was overzealous. Listen, man, he probably got up to 70. He's like, that's not enough. 71.
77.
You know what? 77 sounds good. He could have put $1.
Oh man, that would crush you. All right, Buffalo Bills have wide receiver Emmanuel Sanders as listed as questionable.
I thought I heard he was good to go, but
okay. This is from last night, so something changed this morning.
I think I did see a notification this morning said that he's expected to play.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think he's gonna be on like a snap count. You know what I mean? He is a veteran. It ain't like he needed any type of like builder rapport.
A bump for Cole Beasley.
I think.
I don't even think so. Really.
I think the Angel Gabriel Davis. I like.
Yeah, probably more of a boost for him than Beasley because they're two completely different roles.
Yeah, and but I will say this about Colonel Sanders, bro. Like the heir to the KFC empire himself, he can get on the field with no chemistry at all with the QB and get to work right away. I mean, we've seen it with the Niners. We've seen it when he got there with the Broncos and Case Keenum back in the days. Even when he first stepped on with Manning, obviously it's Peyton Manning, but at that point in his career, he was throwing ducks. So it's like I'm saying Emmanuel Sanders is like a plug-and-play guy in reality. For fantasy,
he's also Wolverine, like he tore his Achilles and just came back like nothing. Yeah. So he's one of those few guys that's been able to do that, with that type of injury in their career.
I'm not one of those guys.
I know I'm dealing with a bit of a knee issue, but that could be age. I don't know.
It catches up with you, right?
It does.
All right, this one's for Jimmo, though. Darnell Mooney had a back injury, but he's full participant yesterday's practice or Friday's practice, and he's good to go.
So, do play him or not? I'm not really fucking with this matchup.
It's a bad matchup, but
if
Mooney
it's not,
so asking for a friend. I have a couple of choices to flex, and it's fitting because that's in my Flex Combat Ultimate League, which is my home league. I always change it to Flex something. This year it's Mortal Kombat, so Flex Combat. Anyway, yeah. So
mine's Tyrannosaurus Flex.
I like that. It's like I got a Tyrannosaurus tattoo on here, but anyhow. So I have a couple of guys playing in that game. I have Robert Woods. I have Darrell Henderson, Hendo, so Bobby Trees and he, but I also have Allen Robinson. And so I'm questioning whether or not to play Allen Robinson versus this Rams defense or to even, keep Hendo on my bench and go with somebody like who's on my bench over here. I have Robbie Anderson, the string bean. And I could play around. I could play around with my other receivers because I have Iuke, and so I could even bench him or start all the other guys. I don't know what to do. So I know you guys, as San Francisco Niners guys, could give me some insight on Iuke. Everything I've been reading is like he's like an upside wide receiver 3. I was kind of hoping for some higher upside in this game. I feel
he's definitely higher than that.
I think the string bean I would play if we were going to get off the A-Rob the Mob start.
I agree.
Right. I was thinking of flexing. I'm sorry, my friend was thinking of flexing Rob. I'm sorry, I'm flexing String Bean over Allen Robinson. But
this is tough because
this person's opponent is playing. He does have the Rams defense, I believe. So if I had a couple of A-Rob touchdowns, they're trailing, and he comes on strong, that could really put a damper on my opponent. It's
a double whammy.
Yes. So tough decision for my friend here.
Yeah, the issue is Ramsey here.
Yeah,
this is a half point. This is a half point PPR, by the way, and like I said, Darrell Henderson also flex consideration. So
I like
Bobby Trees,
the only cornerback that I worry about being able to contain Robinson.
But also but see here on the other side too, they have Darius Williams, bruh. Darius Williams is like the 7th best in my opinion. Like I can name 6 other corners better than him, and one of them ahead of him is who he plays opposite of. Darius Williams is a dog, so that's why I worry too. Because one thing is like, okay, maybe he doesn't shadow Robinson completely, but even if he's on the other side, that other bad man.
Tough matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so shy away from Robinson despite the the opponent having the Rams defense, and take your luck with maybe Robbie Anderson in the flex and start Iuke and Bobby Trees.
Listen. I am crazy though.
I could still flex Henderson. I know it's a half point PPR over the string bean, but I don't know how Carolina's going to come out, if it's going to be the Christian McCaffrey show.
Listen, all you have to know is double revenge narrative.
That's true.
You're talking Sam Darnold, and Robbie Anderson, and high upside explosive. All right, so Robbie Anderson in the flex for me today.
Revenge against at this point?
But
each other are like the Jets.
Yeah, because the coach is gone. The whole staff is gone.
It's just the Jets. Right. The Jets fans. They're like, damn it, we were here with the Jets for a while. Just
what
sucked.
About? So going back
he's gonna hit Adam Gase in the face with a football while Adam Gase is sitting in the stands.
That'd be awesome.
He's gonna punch a guy in the face that doesn't even look like Adam Gase. He's just gonna like the water boy. He's gonna see everyone as Adam Gase.
All right, I'm gonna continue through these real quick.
Sorry, I had to sidetrack, but now a crucial decision has been made early in the show. My friend has gotten tremendous advice here and insight for high upside, string bean action.
I still say, so you're not going to play Darrell Henderson, though? I still like Henderson.
Well, because my other running backs that I'm actually putting, I mean, my friend's other running backs that he's actually putting in his lineup are Najee and Aaron Jones. So,
yeah.
So I think he feels confident there with just putting Hendo on the bench and seeing what happens with his workload, the way he's used in a tough matchup versus a Bears defense that's pretty stout against the run, I believe. Yeah. I don't know if they're going to use him a lot. If they use him a lot in the passing game and he catches a passing touchdown, I'm not going to be hurt. I mean, my friend's not going to be hurt today. Seeing that and starting Robbie Anderson, who probably gets 7 to 10 targets and maybe a lot of receiving yards or breaks one.
Whenever I'm also in like a splitting hairs scenario, my friend at least, right? Like, correct. I also like to look at the point totals of the games. You know what I mean? I mean, my friend.
Correct. Suggest. Yeah. So this is my daughter. Everybody, say hi.
Hi.
She wait. Okay. So what I looked at from this one, historically the Rams and the Bears have put up a really low point totals, and so it's something like 26-16 type of game, and you might just not be getting what you're expecting out of your superstars in week one. So look at matchups, and we saw it with Zeke versus Tampa Bay on opening night. So this might be a day for me to sit Allen Robinson, and if I regret it, well, oh well. But like I said, sometimes you just got to play matchups, and I think today is one of those days to do that.
I think Robbie Anderson is in the conversation of a top 15 guy this year if he continues to get the target market share that he was last year, and not just used. He wasn't just used as like the 9 route runner. You know what I mean? Like he was actually moved around the formation. They had him running the full route tree last year, so it was pretty cool.
Screen game, little bubble screens and stuff like that. So, and he can pop some off. So I do like his upside in this, especially since I think my opponent already played Chris Godwin on Thursday night, so I'm looking for a little bit of upside at that receiver position.
Yeah,
that's what we were talking about that actually with Adam Rank about Robbie being the number 1 wide receiver there.
Yeah, I mean DJ Moore is a move the chains guy. Right. if you're talking true X receiver, when you look at their personnel, it's just the string bean.
Yeah,
correct.
All right, so Cleveland Browns, Odell Beckham had a knee injury. He is questionable all week, but
I think he's been questionable his entire life.
That's a different type of questionable.
As a human,
he's a game time decision from what I understand. So they're going to see how he feels, just leading up to kickoff, and they're going to call it there. So if I would have a pivot.
How he woke up this morning, what mood he's in.
It's like me at age 35 when it's like I'm not going to
crapshoot at this point.
I'm like, I'm not going to work out today. My back hurts. You did there. It's a crapshoot.
That's probably why he tore his ACL, because
that's why he went to the Browns.
Right.
Right. That's why the Giants traded him to the Browns. Like, where he needs to be.
Yeah. Perfect.
They had the inside track on that.
No, if I'm Stefanski, right? I'll make it quick. When I look at OBJ, if he's good to go and they lose this week, which is would be the first time Mahomes has ever lost in September.
Correct.
I'm never playing OBJ again, because I'm a superstitious cat. They won without him. They don't need him.
Yeah, they have. It's true. I do like his talent. He's looked good when healthy, though. Yeah. And you can't say that he doesn't help Baker Mayfield to some extent. So, he's still, let's see if he still has it. And that's the only thing, though. He's been injured more often than not recently here. So let's see what he has. And let's see. That's the thing that, is he healthy or not? Same thing. And I'm sure you're going to get to it, Justin, just putting it off because he's your guy. But Saquon, is he healthy or not? Are they going to play? We should just know. Dang it. Let us know. The fantasy world wants to know.
He's playing. They said as long as he didn't have a setback on Friday's practice.
Yeah, he is. He is playing, but it's to some sort of limited capacity. I think that he's going to be limited in this game. So
give me Saquon with 15 carries over 99% of the running backs in the NFL. It
is a tough running matchup, but we'll see.
All right, so TJ Hawkinson.
Hold on. Tell me how stupid I am to play Kenny Golladay real quick. I need to hear this. This is not even for a friend.
I'm avoiding it, and I'm huge on Golladay.
Yeah, I would not.
One share. I have no one else.
I have like 4 shares, and I'm not playing him in a league.
Listen,
I have him rostered in one spot. He's on the bench.
I had 3, and I successfully traded him in 2 out of the 3. So this is the one I'm stuck with him, and I was hoping they would rule him out so I could just throw him in the IR. But now I have to play him.
We'll get there.
I'm playing Tyler Boyd over him.
New York.
Okay. Oh, that's a good call.
2 tight ends in a row: Denver Broncos, Detroit Lions. Noah Fant and TJ Hawkinson both full goes and should be playing.
Full send.
Yeah, Carson Wentz should be active for this game.
Let's see how long he stays in this game.
Yeah, he should be. I can't promise you. Yeah, it's the full game.
I mean, I hope that he's fine, but I just feel like if he makes it out of this game, then okay, he's good to go. But if you see him limp or pay attention or look, whatever at any point, we may not get a full season of Carson Wentz this year.
I know I said I wasn't going to talk about offensive linemen, but left tackle, Eric Fisher is out in this game, and also Quentin Nelson is questionable to be in the game. So
I really hope
he was going to be a full go. I thought he was going to be a full go.
Yeah.
So that might be even more trouble for Carson Wentz, though.
Yeah,
either way.
That worries me some for Carson Wentz.
Trouble.
And I drafted in a best ball league like 3 months ago, and I didn't realize it was a best ball league, and I took one quarterback, and it was Carson Wentz. So I need him play. All right, Jacksonville, DJ Chark and Marvin Jones both will play. One had injury, one had a shoulder injury.
That really grinds my gears because I had LaVisca in a lot of leagues, and so
don't worry, LaVisca's gonna eat.
Yeah,
but I've moved him out of my flex, and I've put guys like Iuke and. Is it a
full point PPR? I'd rather play LaVisca.
No, the one's a standard league.
Oh, okay.
Actually, they're both standard leagues. Don't ask me. They're both on Yahoo. They're both standard. But anyway,
have you ever noticed that about people with Yahoo? They just don't want to change, man.
I'm trying to get off Yahoo completely. I only have 3 leagues there out of my 11 or so. So I think I'm making the switch next year. I'm telling all those people I'm out of those Yahoo leagues.
I have the max that you could play on Yahoo, which I believe is 8.
Oh, dang, that's it.
Yeah, that's the most leagues you could play in Yahoo as a single account, right? It shit sucks. I ain't gonna lie to you,
because the people they just don't want to change in there, man. Sleepers is like the hipsters, bruh.
Yeah. Oh, I am in it's a half PPR or full PPR, and I do have, and it's a tough choice there, but I do have, it's either Visca or in the same game, Brandon Cooks. So I don't know.
I'd probably go Visca.
Man, that's close for me.
It's really close for me too. I think that they're only 2 spots away in my rankings for this week. Yeah, and I think it's like half. I think it's a half PPR.
I go Visca. I mean, I just, unless it's all going to come short for Cooks, because even if Tyrod don't really. Yeah,
I think they both have the same kind of they can break one. You know what I mean? I saw Cooks do it quite a few times last year, so it's just. And the Jags defense doesn't scare me either. This game
we've seen Cooks do it his whole career.
You know what I mean? Correct. Yeah, he just needs a little space and wiggle, and he can take it up the sideline. So he has that speed. But yeah, that's a tough choice for my friend again on that one. But what do you have on that one, Justin? You said it's really close for you. I know Bogart went Visca.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Cooks just because he's the best wide receiver on that team. They're going to need to throw the ball a lot. So,
that's how I have it right now. The projection has him with a half point more points or something like that. So I just decided matchups are about the same.
everybody has the Jacksonville Jaguars just like beating their ass in this game. But what's crazy is like it's still a rookie in his debut, and here's a savvy veteran who
I think the line's 3. It's like Jackson
in Jacksonville, right?
Yeah, so
that's crazy. Like they're giving the road dogs only like I mean, I guess it's divisional. They always like divisionals are usually like 3 points or under, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's gonna be probably the worst game to watch this weekend for anybody who's not a fan of either team. So I'll let you guys know how it goes.
We got a lot invested in that game. I'm gonna be watching that game with you. I got Vishka.
Yeah. All right. So Mecole Hardman was full participant Thursday and Friday after being limited Wednesday. So he should be fine. I
feel like they hate him.
I don't know if they hate him or if he just hates himself. Like, playing with Patrick Mahomes and you can't make it happen as a wide receiver.
This could be a breakout year.
Sammy Watkins is the guy that, like, from across the room, like, I told you, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Because he was that guy too. Like, yo, what? How come Sammy is not phenomenal over there? Like, you would imagine, right?
Yeah, and you would think Sammy too would be there.
Yeah.
All right. Josh Jacobs was limited in practice Thursday and Friday. Yeah.
If anybody has Josh Jacobs and you're waiting this thing down to a Monday and you don't have Drake or Latavius Murray or Tyson Williams or any of these, go get some Brandon Edwards or Brian Edwards.
Josh Jacobs, who likes to troll people on Twitter and Instagram.
Go get some Brian Edwards. I mean, there's more than likely he's not.
I mean, I think he's gonna. Yeah, I think he'll play. Like,
just be prepared.
I'm expecting that Kenyon Drake might get a couple more, carries than he would have.
I'm just saying it's fantasy 101. He's on a Monday night. Just depending on how your settings are, if they lock up when the game starts, or some crazy leagues like Yahoo leagues, they'll lock up at 10 in the morning on a Sunday or whatever East Coast time, 1 in the morning or 1 in the afternoon. So just be prepared. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was going to say also, just it's not necessarily super related, but just a tip. If you're going to be moving people out of your taxi squads, just remember that the season has already started, so you can't be toggling between. I did this on a Friday, I believe. I dropped some guys, and I was going to move them.
I can't remove them out of the taxi before
you can't move them back. You can't move them back into your taxi. So I was going to pick up. Like I moved some guys. I moved some guys. I moved some guys to IR, and then I was going to pick up some rookies and then put them in taxi. But I moved the other guys up before I did that, and then I couldn't add players. So just a pro tip: don't move them out of your taxi squad until you're completely ready to do so.
Okay,
then you won't be able to pick up any more players.
Yeah, because I have Lance, and he's just chilling in my joint. In my dynasty, he's just chilling in my taxi, so I could remove him whenever. But I'm gonna leave him now.
Yeah. Well, if you're not gonna play him, just wait till he starts, and then you can bring him up.
It's funny. I actually picked up Jimmy. Someone let him go, and I'm thinking about Jimmy heavily. But I'm gonna go with Burrow. I have Burrow in that league too. Is that
who's streaming? QB. I'm with single QB. I'm streaming Fitzpatrick in that league. I was telling you about with all those options. So. Yeah, because I have Fields and Lance just waiting for one of them to pop off, and then I can drop Fitzpatrick and trade the other. So
Andy Dalton, historically terrible in primetime and terrible on the road.
I think it's gonna be week 2. By week 2, Fields is probably starting. They're gonna feed Dalton to the Wolves today and then
to the Rams
later tonight. To the Rams. Feed them to the Rams. Those carnivorous Rams.
Yeah, Fields might start mid-game.
That'd be cool.
Rams are some bad motherfuckers, bro.
Yeah, they're not. Rams aren't supposed to be carnivores, but they're gonna eat Andy Dalton alive.
No eat cans. I swear I've seen a goat/ram eat a can. So this is a real thing.
Scientifically proven.
All right, so the next one, Austin Eckler. Had a hamstring issue, didn't practice Wednesday, Thursday, was limited Friday. It says there'll be a game time decision. I've been plugged into some inside information here that is telling me that he is going to be a go. And it is very reliable information.
I understand.
It's also a very,
very bad matchups, but you gotta play him.
Right. Yeah. If you drafted him, and you gotta go there.
With all the Matrix reference, I would say it's from the source.
Ooh. Would you play Tython over him?
I wouldn't.
You know, if say like I had a player on a Thursday and he already balled out for me, I'd probably go with a safer floor play, which would be Mike Tython. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna try to keep. I hope he's a thing all year because I like Mike Tyson. Yeah.
Well, the Ravens need for him to be a thing this year, so if not, they might be out of any kind of contention if they can't move the ball.
You think is this easy money right here? Lamar Jackson leads that team in rushing.
We'll find out today, I think.
Yeah, he might.
We'll see just how much that works.
The Miami Dolphins, Preston Williams is questionable with a foot injury.
Yeah, that guy's a giant.
Nelson Aguilar had an ankle injury, is questionable. I don't know. Who do you guys think is the Patriots' number one wide receiver?
Gotta be. Oh, that's a good take.
I think I mean, a receiver specifically, I say Jacoby Myers. My baloney has a first name.
Yeah, he's I've been he's been coming up my rankings.
I like Jacoby. I mean, like he's gonna be the Edelman role. I mean, you know what's cool? There's a lot of parallels over here with Jacoby and Julian Edelman. Like they both played quarterback in the past. So like, you know, those trick plays they used to give to Edelman, they were doing that with Myers last year. Like he actually threw a touchdown pass last year.
Just got some breaking news.
Okay.
Be a sleeper. Zach Moss, running back for the Buffalo Bills, is inactive today. So
of course, because I'm playing against Singletary.
My opponent also has Singletary, but I think he's on his bench. And if he doesn't see that notification, then maybe he won't flex him in there.
I will say though, I actually like this news because now no one will be like, you know, unconfident. Am I saying that word? Right, whatever. They won't feel uneasy about starting Singletary when no one should ever mess with any of those running backs in that backfield.
Yeah.
Damn it, Singletary's gonna kill me, man. I hate him.
New Orleans Saints, Traquan Smith is out with hamstring.
We'll never see him again. I like
Jesus.
If you guys are in some DFS, love Callaway, but here's another thing, man. He's gonna get Alexander. He's gonna get Jair Alexander. Like Jair Alexander will follow him around, but I'm okay. It's almost as bad as starting, Robinson against Ramsey, because that's how good Alexander is. But I love infamous Winston. He doesn't care about that. You know what I mean? He's gonna throw the ball a bunch. You know what I mean? So I'm not mad at it. But and then also for DFS purposes, or if you're in a deeper league and you're in a pinch, you know, you had one of these receivers that is, you know, is questionable or whatnot. You know, what's that guy's name? Deontay Harris, man, is a flyer. I know it's week 1. You don't really want to be taking flyers like that, but the number 2 option is probably going to get targeted heavily. This is what Jameis Winston does. He targets the hell out of 2 guys. You know what I mean? So it might not be a bad play.
Yeah. All right, we got a couple more to get through. We got New York Giants, Saquon Barkley, questionable, and Kenny Golladay is in. So, and Evan Ingram.
I like that. It's like Kenny Golladay is in. No, nothing else to say. Like, hey, is he good or bad? No, he's just in.
He's there.
I just don't know about that hamstring, and then Daniel Jones targeting him.
Yeah, it's not optimal.
I think it might be a Sterling Shepard type of week.
Yeah, I might avoid him this week. They might use him just as a distraction. But if
fire up that Denver defense, I tell you.
I definitely am.
Saquon, let me tell you, it's not going to be. I don't think Saquon's going to have a crazy week 1, but I'm still playing him.
Of course, where you drafted him at.
When you
especially where I drafted him at.
I want to take you guys back. to 2018, Saquon's rookie year. He ran up. He was like Derrick Henry these days, where he's running against the most stacked boxes in the league. But here's the thing about a stacked box, like 8 men in the box. If you somehow wiggle
Get to the second
through
level.
that joint, you're gone.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You break it.
And we saw Saquon's the guy who does this.
Yeah, especially
regularly.
if your name's Saquon.
Yeah, but
Correct.
I mean, he's hurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, or coming off an injury, whatever is going on with him, bruh.
I still don't want to be in a foot race with Saquon Barkley.
No. Look, I'm no high level athlete or anything, and I've played banged up, and sometimes when the adrenaline's running and you just go, you're fine. And then the injury hurts, later, a couple of days later or whatever, you're sore.
I'll
and then
tell you this
you
much.
can work through it. It just depends on, how he feels, I guess, when he is out there. And I think that's the same thing for Odell Beckham when we talked about it. And that's probably the same thing that he's going through. So sometimes you know your body, and sometimes you have good days and sometimes you don't. That's what I think that these guys are still tagged as questionable leading up to this point. And the coaches are just going off of what, the players giving them as feedback, as long as they're being honest. Because then you have those guys that are saying, yeah, I'm a full go coach. Then they go out there and then they're done for the season sometimes because it's a nagging injury that they haven't disclosed or been honest about. So at least seeing these tags, that these guys are at least being honest with their coaches, when it's not a super apparent injury.
I think I could beat Kenny G in a foot race.
Let's set it up.
I don't think I could beat any of those guys in a foot race right now.
I know I can't.
I don't think so either.
All right.
I'm like lineman 40 at this point.
Right.
Actually, some of those guys are pretty fast.
I know those I was just talking about that with my boss at work. Those offensive linemen look big, but I mean they are, but
They're
also they're fast.
Yes.
Jamison Crowder will not be activated from the COVID list prior to kickoff. So he is out for the Jets.
Elijah
Moore?
Yeah,
Is Mims
Elijah
playing?
Moore.
Who they got over there?
Elijah Moore is the guy I would assume that would play that role. You know what I mean? The slot guy. Meanwhile, Denzel Mims, he's more like an outside guy.
Mims role.
Yeah, which is like no one knows where he's at. Denzel Washington Mims.
Where has he been?
All right. Pittsburgh, no injuries, fantasy worthy.
Was Claypool kind of banged up during the preseason? Is he fine? I guess he's good to go.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't like Claypool this week. I think Tre'Davious White is going to erase him.
If you have people other than Deontay Johnson, I don't know how you're choosing to start.
I'm not mad at Juju. I'm not mad at Juju or Deontay. Because I think this is one of those games you want to have a piece of. The reason why I'm worried about Deadpool is because he's the higher ADOT guy. He averaged 14 yards of reception. That was his average depth of target. So if you're not able to get the big one off, you know what I mean? He's probably going to be erased. He's probably going to get 4 receptions this game. You know what I mean? And you're going to need a big one. And with Tre'Davious White there, I think Ben Roethlisberger's smart. He's just going to stay away from him.
Yeah, you're not going to get – I don't think you're going to see Claypool rushing touchdown from the 1 or anything like that with Najee in town now. So, you know how you got a lot of those kind of cheap fantasy points last year from him. I don't think you're going to get as many.
Game. Very polarizing.
He got 3 of them, three rushing touchdowns or something in one game.
Very polarizing Claypool is, if you think about it, just because of those couple games he had.
Yep.
I just got an update. Trey Sermon is a healthy scratch from the 49ers.
Oh, good thing I wasn't thinking about flexing him.
What?
Yeah.
It's a Raheem Mostert week.
Yes. So
why is he a healthy scratch?
I have no idea.
People were saying that he was flex worthy.
So who is it going to be then?
Hasty? Who's on the really?
I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there.
Who else is on the active roster at the moment?
I mean, we got rid of Wayne's World Goldman.
Right.
Jeff Wilson Jr.
Gone, man. Wayne gone, man.
Yeah, he's gone, man.
Jeff is on the pup.
Man.
I mean, is this us shining up Mostert as much as possible? Then we're going to ship him off. I don't get it. Is a good matchup. I mean,
Lance is good. Lance is good to go. Maybe they're just going to put him back there and run the ball with him.
I really don't like this news. I'm looking at I
don't like it either. As somebody who has I have
Jalen
Javon.
Hurd.
I have
Jalen
Javonte.
Hurd getting back there.
Well, it's because I'm playing clock, and I was
You're
thinking
gonna
about
flex Sermon.
flexing Sermon, and but see, clock has Mostert. You know what I mean?
You're gonna take him to church. You're gonna take him to church.
I was gonna take him to church.
Yeah.
Sunday, we're gonna pass around this collection plate. Give me
no
money.
church today.
I'm actually when we wrap this show, I'll
church?
probably have to go, but it's okay.
The give me money church, the collection plate stays circulating.
All right, the Seattle Seahawks, Chris Carson participation as a full go on Friday, so he should be out in the field. Had a neck injury earlier in the
You
week.
scared me. I didn't even hear that news.
Listen,
I have him in a few
Rashad Penny
dynasties.
was trending everywhere. He was trending. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I just swooped him
sleep
up.
through that?
Listen, I swooped him up just
I missed
because
it
I'm like,
too.
I didn't even look at Chris Carson. I don't even have one share of Chris Carson, but I
I
figured
wish I did.
I got him like
He's probably
2 or
hurt.
3 places.
I was like, if Rashad Penny's trending, that means Chris Carson's something going on with him. I didn't have to check. I just went and grabbed Penny. And I will say that's still a good move after this game.
Penny
You
for
could
your
just
stock.
drop him. Yeah, because Chris Carson, and he's like a ticking time bomb, bruh. And you definitely want to have a running back in that offense. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's not a bad pickup right now, just to stash. And then, you can even just dump him after the game if nothing happens to Carson.
Yeah,
Taking notes in the Dynasty League that I'm in with Bogart.
Last one, I got Curtis Samuel groin injury placed on reserve injured list. Will miss at least 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So that's that move that I was telling you about in my Dynasty where I moved somebody into the IR and then I inadvertently moved up my rookie too soon, and then I couldn't add another rookie before just swapping them, which would have been the move to make.
Speaking of rookies, De'Amni Brown is like
Rookie
a
mistake.
wild man play this week in DFS.
Could be.
Yeah, because I mean, I naturally thought.
What about
great for
McKissick?
Logan. I think McKissick's going to get a bump, but he's also a guy that played receiver before, so I would love for him to move him around on the formation. They have done this in the past. I love Logan Thomas, but for his uptick on what this does with no Curtis Samuel, but I will say Derwin James is back after a million years, so maybe I'll temper my expectations on the Logan uptick.
I hope I can get a Ryan Fitzmagic, good rushing floor or maybe a rushing TD in this game, and hopefully he doesn't get knocked out with a concussion or anything.
I mean, he's wily. He's a wily vet. We've seen him run around.
I would love for him to hold it down for a few weeks.
The chin strap off, bro. As soon as he get the chin strap off, he means business, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's feisty. I like him. I'm be excited to watch that game, especially me streaming him in that league where I punted QB all the way to Justin Fields and Lance.
Remembered. I'm playing against the Magic. Justin has him against me too. Damn it!
Yeah, don't ever question the Magic.
I'm not. I'm just gonna stream. I was trying to trade for Aaron Rodgers. I was throwing Lance and a couple of receivers, the string bean, and had people for Rodgers or Herbert, and then I tried to do a 3-way trade, and nothing was working.
If you have like an average or less than average Rodgers outing this week, and you have a phenomenal string beam performance, that's going to help.
I could do it
on Monday, or Tuesday.
I always retract them right before game start on Sunday, and then I'll put new offers in after people watch.
Don't
leave those hanging out there, because then somebody could get hurt, and then the guy accepts, and then you're screwed or something. So
the fantasy gods condemn
they don't
that
like
person the moment they click that button.
Fantasy gods do not like that.
Yeah, they don't like it.
All right, guys, we got a couple fantasy questions. I think there's only like 3 in here.
It's all
let's
good.
do it.
Welcome.
All right,
we can talk about them for 15 minutes.
Right? Cortland Sutton or Marvin Jones Jr.?
Oh,
I like Marvin.
Who's Denver playing?
They're playing the Giants. Cortland Sutton's probably going to draw James Bradbury, and for what it's worth, with a Cortland Sutton who's like 85%, I like James Bradbury to shut him down. You know what I mean?
Coach said that he turned a corner 2 weeks ago and looks really good. So we'll see. With Teddy Bridgewater there, though, I think that it's not going to be super spicy exciting, but it'll be consistent. We'll see how the targets are spread around, though, on the offense.
I would say, Cortland Sutton's got the safer floor. He's probably
safer
going to get multiple targets, a bunch of targets. With Jones, you're
Jones
hoping for one
big one.
Yeah, he was also coming off of injury. He was questionable for a little bit.
But I'd say
a shoulder
that's
or
like
something.
his MO is coming off injury, and you're like, I don't know if I should play him, and he scores 3 touchdowns.
He scores like 2 long touchdowns on 3 targets.
Yeah, I would go with Sutton personally. I think that it's a safer play unless my player has my team looks like it's heavily outmatched. Then I'm gonna throw Jones in there and be like, let's see what happens.
I would probably do the same. It just depends on how you feel about those percentages, like the way you look at, I guess, projections versus how your opponent is stacked up. Or if they've had players that have already played. If you've had players that have already played, it'll probably help you make this decision.
I like Jones
if they got like Dak and Gronk and who was it, Amari?
Right. Yeah. Then fire up the high ceiling guy. Yeah, which would be Jones.
This is going to be crazy. I just actually think the more competitive game is going to be the Texans versus the Jags. So I'll take Marvin Jones with the rookie quarterback. He's going to lean on the veteran guy. He knows Darrell Bevel's system. This is why that was the first move they made in free agency is to bring over Mav. And I just don't think that game is going to be as competitive as we want the Giants game for fantasy purposes. You know what I mean? So
that's a good point. The Texans and Jaguars is a divisional game. The
Texans defenses.
Yeah, the Texans' pace of play though is probably going to be a little bit slower. They're going to try to grind it out and run the ball. But that might turn into like a lot of 3 and outs.
But
so you might get some more opportunities. Right, correct. Yeah,
for the Broncos team. The Giants were number 9 against pass catching running backs, so maybe they gash him up with Javonte, or even and they're also bad against the tight end. You know what I mean? But they are good against number 1 opposing receivers. That's James Bradbury is actually a dog. So I think this is a Jerry Jeudy week. I think Cortland Sutton also
playing against Jeudy in the flex. Should I flex Jeudy? I think I have him somewhere. I'm going to flex Jeudy.
You like Jerry
PPR,
Jeudy.
Yeah, PPR. I'm not mad at it.
It's a stupid standard league.
Yeah, I kind of don't. When I'm in standard leagues, I have more Marvin Jones. Like I know, right? I usually go like
I think I do
3-4 running backs straight, and then I end up with all the splash play receivers like Jones and the string bean guys like that.
I know. I love PPR because you can go receiver. It's just
our good friend here, Jimmo, the icon.
Yeah, icon.
Give it to us, Jimmo.
He's got a question. Flex spot start: Hollywood Brown, Jonnu Smith, Michael Carter, and Stevenson. I forget his first name.
Yeah,
Ramondre.
Yes, that's it.
Ramondre Stevenson.
Or as Guccini calls him, Rahamador, because no one can remember his name. This one podcast we did.
Yeah,
and he's like, man, the motherfucker Rahamador Stevenson.
I honestly I like Jonnu even though it's a tight end. I know. I just
that's what I told Jimmo last night.
Yeah, I would go with Jonnu as well. It's crazy, but it's crazy enough to work.
I feel like the offense is going to have the offense is probably going to have some design plays for him, and Hunter Henry's more of the guy that they'll look for downfield and just regular passing routes. So I think
Jonnu's just the best pass catcher on their team, period.
And then Aguilar is not going to play.
Aguilar's the only black guy named Nelson in America.
He also can't catch.
He did okay last year in Vegas, so started catching.
His catch percentage was super low.
Oh, really? He's just scored a lot of touchdowns then, I guess.
Yeah, I was going to say, he was the yak master last year. Like, they put it in his hands, he was to the house.
Nice. Yeah. He got it's like me when I got those new flags in flag football.
Yeah, I've been arguing with people about with my co-host, Perry.
Yeah, I don't like it when people don't look at what actually happened. They just find that's the difference.
I was just following the narrative there because I didn't watch any Raiders games last year. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I mean you gotta have a mixture of film and.
Sorry, Darren Waller. Sorry.
Okay, next we got flex at flex and full PPR league. Do I start Allen Robinson, Marvin Jones, or Miles Sanders?
This is going to sound ugly. I like Miles Sanders against Atlanta. Their defense is bad.
Got more questions coming in too. Nice.
I personally, I know I talked myself out of starting Allen Robinson in the matchup, but if it's a full PPR, I do actually like Allen Robinson in this game where they might be trailing. They might go down big early or something like that, and a kind of slog fest will be forced. to pass, and then he's their only real pass catcher in this game. I think Mooney is playing, right? So other than that, I mean,
yeah,
I'm saying it. I like Boobie Sanders against Atlanta. They're historically bad against pass catching running backs. Maybe you could argue with me that Sanders isn't going to get too many targets, but I want the lead dog against Atlanta.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sorry that we weren't that helpful there.
Oh man. So here's
we were
Max,
terrible on that.
I'm sorry, but I have both of them ranked at number 20 in their position this week.
Max, you got to take it to the max.
Yeah, so I have Miles Sanders. Oh, sorry. I'm not starting Marvin Jones, but out of the other two, Miles Sanders, Allen Robinson, I have them.
They're both at 20.
Ranked at 20 for the week in their position. So
I have mid-range RB2.
Yeah, flex full PPR. I'm going to say I'm going Allen Robinson.
I would lean Robinson just because of the full PPR aspect of it.
Yeah,
that's the deciding factor for me. I have them ranked evenly. Basically, the PPR tells me go Robinson. And
because I was convinced to sit him in this other league, I really want him to go off anyway. So I'm hoping that you go that route and he goes off for you.
Bogart, Blake says you got to step up the nicknames for the players.
Yeah, what's going on?
Boobie Sanders is his nickname.
Miles Boobie Sanders.
I think you didn't have nicknames for the last couple players before that.
Ooh.
Okay, we're going to turn this up to a notch.
Russell Gage.
The 12 gauge.
The shotgun? Oh, there we go. I couldn't remember what it was.
The 12 gauge.
Yeah, I'm going with Gage here. I like he's Atlanta, there for Atlanta. I'm higher than him higher on him than almost anyone.
Just because he's their wide receiver 2 doesn't mean he's going to be their wide receiver 2, though. I think that he might be more like a wide receiver 3 because of Kyle Pitts. But
if you're throwing the ball as much as they've been.
Correct. Yeah. So the New Orleans game, I don't know what the over-under is for that one. But Callaway, we've seen 2 preseason catches from him. I mean, yes, he looks like a phenomenal player, but he seems to be one of more of those boomer bust type of guys. Russell Gage is definitely going to see some targets in this offense, like we were saying. We're expecting Atlanta to throw the ball. What could be a mini shootout.
Damn, I'm going to still go Callaway here. Callaway's a number 1. There's a world where Russell Gage is 4th in targets. Like, as far as reads go, he could be 4th. He could look at Redley, look at Pitts, look to Mike Davis, then he looks at Gage. That's what I worry about.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
We got to see the target spread.
I'll be the second read, though. I'm not as I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but I'm not as high on Pitts as everyone else. I think as a tight end, you still have to get used to the NFL, and I don't think that happens week 1.
I think he's more of a wide receiver, though, and he's going to put up like rookie wide receiver numbers. He doesn't play like a tight end.
He's used to the NFL schemes, blocking as a tight end. There's more for a tight end.
That's why they have Hayden Hurst.
Here's a fun fact about Kyle Pitts. 50% of his receptions in college came off blocking in line. So he is never going to leave the field. He's going to be in every goal line package, every third down package. He's never going to leave the field because he's either going to be lined up to block or he's going to be lined up in the slot or out wide as a receiver. He's going to be the move tight end. You know what I mean? But I mean, it's still a rookie thing, and it's just we got to go with history.
That's my fear there.
Yeah,
but I understand it.
But like I said, he's not a tight end
forever. Yeah.
He's not a tight end. They're not going to use him like a tight end.
He's not a wide receiver. He's bigger. He's a hybrid.
He's a Megatron-ish.
It's
like Claypool type.
What's the Lycan and vampire movie?
Underworld.
He's the hybrid.
He's a Corvinus, Michael Corvinus.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That is who played him.
There we go, baby.
All right, Chase Edmunds or Kareem Hunt for PPR.
Tough one here for me.
In a league or multiple leagues with me.
I do not have Chase Edmunds rostered anywhere, so that's my confidence in that running scheme, game over there.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like the Buffalo situation where these running backs are probably good in real life, but their
quarterbacks are better running backs.
They're going to take away from them. So
better goal line backs as well. I like Kareem Hunt because they could go into a negative game script where they have to pass the ball.
And
we do know
you
that
got
Baker
the revenge narrative.
And we do know that Baker likes to find him, especially in red zone situations. He just seems to get open. He's almost uncoverable, and he runs a little Texas route. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like a little A route, and he just gets wide open right over the middle. Yeah, that's exactly whatever it's called. It matters.
It's a Texas, closer, right? We should get some official news here about OBJ, because if OBJ doesn't go, I really think this boosts Kareem Hunt a lot.
I'm playing against Kareem Hunt, so that's what happens.
Let's go, OBJ, man.
So he's gonna kill it.
Probably. That's why I'm hyping him up. Hyping him up because it's gonna happen. I just feel it. I think it's a Kareem Hunt type of game. Chubb's still gonna feast as well, but I don't know. Baker might approach 20 fantasy points if he's concise and continues to go the way.
Baker's a top 10 play this week. I think that game.
I was looking for him over Fitzmagic.
52 points. I think it's 52 points under over.
Wow.
I think it goes over. I think it's like a 30-something game.
Yeah, they'll be trailing the Chieftains.
I hate it when I say things like that out loud because I really believe it, and I might have just jinxed it all the way right there. Hey, we're gonna see how good I am this year.
So, Justin from Ian Rappaport, Austin Eckler is officially active.
Yes.
Okay.
It stayed in my lineup.
Interesting.
That's why I got rid of Justin Jackson. I picked up Justin Jackson in every league and tried to trade him to the Austin Eckler guy.
I have Justin Jackson, and I would still hold on to him just in case there's some unfortunate turn of events.
Re-aggravation.
Yeah. Hopefully not, though. We love Austin.
And then it's Joshua Kelly all of a sudden. Like, what is going on?
No, that would totally suck.
All right, Caesar, we got you here.
Yeah, Caesar.
PPR League, pick 2. Iuke, Cup, Allen Robinson.
I have very similar wide receivers in this type of deal, but in a full PPR.
Love Cup this week.
Yes, stay with Cup. It's between Iuke and Robinson for me, and I think that we answered this in a lineup deal that I was going with. I'm starting Iuke, and I'm benching Robinson, and I'm putting String Bean in my flex in that league. So I'm going Iuke on the faith.
Temper the expectations of the upside for Brandon Iuke because it's a phenomenal matchup, but they're going to run the ball a ton. And Dan Campbell's crazy ass as a new head coach
might get a run or two too.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe he gets a couple carries. That'd be good. But I think Debo probably gets more.
Yeah,
I mean,
screenplay though. They'll run some screens to him too.
Here's one thing about Brandon Iuke too.
I just want him to hurdle someone again.
I just want him to. I want to see.
He was injured, wasn't he? His hamstring.
Yeah, but everybody last year was hurt around Iuke. It was just him. So I want to see it in full force. I want to see
with Kittle.
So I am going to lean between these three. The 2 out of 3 for me would be Cup and Robinson based on the PPR.
Different PPR. Who do
the one I'm in is half.
DJ Moore, Kennedy, or Mostert. Smash Mostert with Sermon
and DJ Moore and Mostert.
Yeah, if there's one. I'm gonna order these Mostert, Moore, Kenny G.
Agreed.
Dang it. And I like Kenny G too. I like him a lot. But
I don't. I have him somewhere. I need to get rid of him.
I know. I'm the only one who does.
If anybody knows that league, him, let him know I said fuck him. Let him know I said it.
He was phenomenal last year. He's great. I just don't like the situation and then his hamstring deal going on. So I don't like him this week, and we'll see.
Wait till they start stacking those boxes against Saquon, and he's out there in some one-on-one.
I'm hoping for that because I'm trying my best to reverse jinx Kenny Golladay into a top fantasy performance tonight. He's gonna suck his ass. Nobody start him.
All right, guys, we got about a minute left, so. I don't have any more fantasy questions on here that I saw. I may have missed it, but I do have. Oh, sure. Okay, I'll give one more, and then I'll get into this. T. Higgins or Kareem Hunt? I'm going Kareem Hunt.
Higgins.
Yeah.
I'm going Higgins.
No, wow. I will go Kareem Hunt just because of the question marks with Joe Burrow and Cincinnati's offense. The addition of Young.
I think Kareem Hunt.
The addition of Chase.
I forgot the revenge narrative. I forgot.
You said it just a little while ago.
Yeah, I know. I'm shaking off the rust.
All right, so the Matrix, real quick. Keanu Reeves, that's not him. It says consciousness into a new body. That's why when he sees Trinity, he doesn't recognize, or they don't recognize, or she doesn't recognize him. He's like, have we met? And she says no. Also, he's a video game developer that made a video game that's the Matrix, which is based on his memories and his dreams from his previous life in the Matrix.
But see, here's the thing: is remember how the Matrix?
I'm already mind blown.
Listen, this is better. When the Matrix reclosed, I mean, when it closed down, you seen the green tinge remove, and remember the little Indian girl?
Yes.
And then the sun comes up, and now it's like the regular world. So that's how the look now in the Matrix is. And they reboot the Matrix.
That little girl
in the trailer, she's grown now, right?
She's the Oracle. That's her. She's the new Oracle.
Yeah, and like then in the trailer, it shows him being hooked up to all the shit. It's like they're trying to reboot him back into the Matrix. And like I think it's because
dead, so I think they download his consciousness into the Matrix.
But here's the thing too: is that there's an agreement between the machines and the humans. That was kind of his bar. Remember, he made a little barter, and he sacrificed himself, which is kind of crazy. It's kind of like hence the resurrection, right? And remember when they had him in the Matrix Revolution.
Blake, I have inside information that Philip is actually the new agent in the new Matrix movie.
Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, you'll just see someone's face start blurring, and then you see Philip.
And I think the agent. So what they're doing is they're showing him he's in therapy. It's Neil Patrick Harris is his therapist.
Yeah, which is awesome.
And he's talking super like an agent. He's like, yes, Mr. Thomas, how do you feel?
Yeah, Thomas. And the way he says Thomas,
and he's just scarfing down blue pills, like all day. So here's this version.
The prescription on it says take one a day also.
And so Neo in the joint.
I think it refills itself too. Like no matter how many he takes or pours out.
It shows him every time, when he shakes. When he meets what's her name in the first of all, it takes place in Frisco. He shakes Trinity's hand, it like glows green. So it's like both of them. There's like they're the anomalies.
Yeah, I think they're the one together.
Yeah, and because remember he was only the one because the Oracle said she was gonna fall in love with the one.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So when he died, she was like, "I love you." He came back to life because there's no way he couldn't die because she was said to be in love with the one. Like this is tight. Even though I swear it took too long to do this.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean.
But I'm excited nonetheless.
And the way, there was another scene they showed.
Also, they showed
been like 20 years, 22 years.
She like screams and like makes like a whole shockwave come out from her, which it's like a new power she didn't have. So she's more powerful than she was in the last one, which gives credence to that. And also when she screams, she splits into 3 people. When if you pause it's 3 different people.
Cool. I gotta go back and watch all this.
Man.
Yeah, I watched a couple trailer breakdowns. Shout out to all there's a guy Vaughn what's his name? Vaughn New Rock Stars. You ever heard of him?
Yeah.
Eric Voss.
Oh yeah, I watched his too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's from San Francisco, so it's kind of cool because he's breaking it down and it takes place in the city.
Yeah, I watched a couple of them, and his was one of them, breaking down everything.
Yeah, he's really good. You know what I mean? He gets real down to brass tacks for all the nerds. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
and but it is cool because this could be the program that they created for Neo to be in some type of check. And then also in that breakdown, it showed like the fields with all the pods, and it showed 2 people like trying to escape, and then the Sentinels were violently attacking them. Then it shows that same scene again, and instead of just all the pods, there was 2 big pods.
Yeah.
So it's like maybe that's where they're keeping Neo and Trinity's bodies,
their own special,
because like they keep trying to escape the Matrix. You know what I mean? Because so them in the Matrix right now is them trying to relearn that they're in the Matrix. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they go back with
they're shoving down
the Christian symbology with revolution or
resurrection. Yeah, like he was the guy that the Christ sacrifice figure.
Pose
the one.
Yeah.
Remember they have them all.
His name's Neo, which is an anagram for one.
Oh yeah!
Wow, I didn't know that. That's so simple, and that one went over my head completely. That's wow.
Yeah.
God damn.
All right. Well, we'll end this here, guys. Also, Miles, you killed it on the intro. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna play it
cool.
as our outro too, guys. Go get your lineups in. So we'll see you guys next week.
Awesome.
What's up, everyone? This is Clock Management. I'm your host, Justin.
I'm your host, Bogart Scott-Free. We're gonna get right into this thing.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on.